Hello all, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Usha Rani and I am a data scientist. Today I will be discussing how to predict COVID from X-ray images using deep learning techniques. That is, here I am using convolution neural network and transfer learning techniques such as VGG16 and VGG19. In my previous video, I have done data preparation. I already told you, then I have divided this video into 3 parts. In part 1, I have done data preparation, and in part 2, I am going to do model building using convolution neural network, and in third part, I will be coming with applying transfer learning techniques like VGG16 and VGG19. So now I just show you the folders which I have created. I'm going to my D drive. So here I have a folder called Usha Demo. In this, I have folders called chest COVID X-ray and chest normal X-ray. So from this chest COVID X-ray I have collected from GitHub, and chest normal X-ray folders I have collected from Kaggle. So now from this I have extracted the data. I have taken like COVID X-rays I have taken from this 180 images I have taken from COVID, and 180 images I have extracted from normal. I have shown this in my data preparation video. I am giving that link in the description below. So first you go and check how I have done the data preparation. Then you come to this video. So now after I have collected all the data, my data is ready, and then I have to split my data for training and testing. So I have splitted the data for training and testing. So I'm going to data set. This is my folder. I have splitted my data into train and test. So let me go to a train. Here I have in training I have a COVID folder and normal folder. So in this COVID folder I have taken 145 images, and this is a normal. I have taken 145 images from this. So total 290 images from for my training, and I am going to my test data. Here also I have COVID and normal. So in this I have taken 35 images for test data from COVID, and normal I have taken again 35 items. So now my data is ready. What I am going to do here is, in my part 2 video, I am going to build my model to the training and test data which I have prepared here. So let's begin. So I'm going to a command prompt. So I have all my folders in my D drive. So here we have a C drive here. I'm going to I'm changing my directory. My folders are there in my Usha Demo. Okay, let's open the Jupyter Notebook. Now I have opened Jupyter Notebook. So these are my files which I have shown you just before in the Usha Demo folder. So now I already prepared the code for prediction of COVID-19. So I'm just opening it. Yeah, this is my file. So this is my code which I have already prepared. So to begin with, I have written a few steps here. I have written a few steps. In my first step, what I'm going to do here is I am importing required libraries. I'm importing here Pandas, OS, Shuttle. These are already imported for my data preparation, and I am importing layers from Keras, and I am using Keras here and TensorFlow at the back end. And I am importing my I am importing my model from Keras.models. I am importing image from Keras.preprocessing, and importing data generator from Keras.preprocessing, and sequential from Keras.models. So let me execute, and in my next step what I am going to do here is I am building my architecture of the CNN. Here I am using model is equal to sequential. Here I am adding convolution layer, max pooling layer, dropout layer for my architecture, And first, to begin with, I am adding convolution layer and then I am applying 32 filters on the convolution matrix, and with the kernel size 3 by 3. Here I am taking activation function is ReLU and my input size is 224, 224 with 3 channels. And again I am applying convolution layer with the 64 filters with the kernel size 3 by 3 and activation function is ReLU. And then I am adding max pooling layer on this convolutional matrix, and pool size I am taking 2 by 2. Here I am taking 2 by 2 window and I will pass on the convolutional matrix here and I will extract the maximum value from that. And here I am adding dropout layers, that is 0.25 I am taking. So these dropout layers actually used for regularizing our model and also to avoid overfitting. And then again I am applying convolution layer with the 64 filters. What is the output that I got here, and I am taking it with 64 filters and 3 by 3 activation function is ReLU. And again I am applying max pooling with pool size 2 by 2, that is I am using the window 2 by 2 again. I am adding dropout layers. And then again I am applying convolution layer with 128 filters and kernel size is 3 by 3 activation function ReLU, and then max pooling layer and then dropout layer. Now after this, getting my convolution matrix, by taking the max pooling here, I will extract the maximum value from each window. That those values I will flatten here and I will pass through a deep neural network. And then for that I am adding dense layer here. Here I am taking a 64 my output and then activation function is ReLU, and I have used a dropout here again 0.5. This is actually used to regularize my model and also to avoid overfitting here also. And then my output is 2 here, and activation function I am using softmax normal. So let me execute this. So now I am going to see my model architecture by using model summary. So this is my model summary. So whatever I have taken above, that I will be printed here. See, you can observe in my first convolution I got a matrix 222, 222, with 32 channels. So I got a parameters here 896. So how I got these parameters and this output shape? So we have a formula, that is n minus f plus 1. That is n is my previous input image size, that is 224, 224. And here 224 minus kernel size, that is 3. 224 minus 3 plus 1. So that is 224 minus 3 is 221 and plus 1 is 222. And I am applying 32 channels here. And then how I got these parameters? So here we have a kernel size of 3 by 3 with 3 channels. So 3 by 3 into 3 into 3 into 3, 27 into 32 channels. So here I will get 864 and then plus bias will be added 32, because here we have a 32 channels. So I will get 896 parameters here. Like this we will get all the parameters. So I am not doing all the calculations here. These are my total parameters which I have used. And then my next step is compile. So here what is the cost function I have to use, and what is the optimizer to be taking, and what are the evaluation metrics I have to use? Let us check. Here I am using model.compile. My loss function is my categorical cross entropy, and optimizer is Adam optimizer I am using, and metrics is equal to accuracy. And before fitting my model, what I wanted to do here is I wanted to do some pre-processing on my images, on my data. So for that I am importing here image data generator from keras.preprocessing. Here I am normalizing my image pixel size, and I am restricting that image to a 0 to 1. So for that what I am doing here is I am taking image data generator and I am rescaling it by 1 by 255. So that is this for any image we have a range between 0 to 255 pixel size, and we have a share range here, and then here I am taking share range is equal to 0.2. This shear range actually means the image will be distorted along the axis, mostly to create or rectify the perception angles. It is usually used to augment images so that computers can see how humans see the things from different angles. So that is why we are taking this. And zoom range, if I want to zoom this image, so that I am taking 0.2 and my horizontal flip is equal to true. And then I am doing the same thing for my test data, but I am not doing all these, not applying shear range, zoom range and horizontal flip. I am just rescaling my test data because I have to validate my test data. And then what I am doing here is I am reading my training data and testing data using this method. Train underscore datazen dot flow from dictionary. I have a folder dataset, and from that I am reading train. In that I have a folder called COVID and normal. I am reading all my COVID and normal images, and my actual target size of the image is 224, 224, and I am giving batch size is 32, and my class mode is categorical. And in the same way for my test data, I am reading my test data, test underscore datazen flow from dictionary, dataset test. In my test data also I have COVID normal, and with the target size is 224, 224, batch size 32, and class mode is categorical. So let me execute this. And here what as the output I got here, there are 290 images in my training set which are belonging to two classes. What are the two classes I have? COVID and normal. And in the same way for my test data also I got 70 images belonging to two classes. Those are also COVID and normal. And now let me check what are the indices I have. Training set indices. So here for COVID it has taken 0 and normal it is 1. So you should remember this. So you should remember this. COVID and normal is equal to 1. COVID is equal to 0 and normal is equal to 1. And then in my next step what I am going to do here, I am fitting my model. So for that I am using here model.fit generator. I am taking training set and my validation data is test set, and here I am using epochs or a number of epochs are 5, and steps for epochs I am taking 10, and validation steps is equal to 8. I am only just taking 5 epochs due to my system configurations and system constraints. So because I don't have a GPU, so I am running this project on my CPU only. So let me execute this. It definitely will take time. Okay, I got an error. Let me see. So you must compile your model before using it. Okay, let's go back. Yes, I forgot to execute this step. Let me execute it, and again this. Then my model fit. Now it is started. Epochs are running. So see here, if you observe, I have given 5 epochs, and this one is a steps for epoch. So if I completed 10 steps, so that I will complete one epoch. Definitely it will take some time. Let us see how my model will perform. What is the accuracy I will get for training, and what is my validation accuracy. Yes, epochs are started. Three steps completed. Four are completed now. Then I completed 6. Here you understood, right? Here I have given steps for epoch is 10. So once I completed 10 steps means that means I have completed one epoch. Okay, here I have completed one epoch and I got the accuracy of 0.54, that is 54% is my accuracy, and then my validation accuracy here I got 0.49, that is 50%. Okay, let it run. Finally, we'll check after completing all 5 epochs. Yes, I have completed my second epoch also, and with the accuracy of 62%, and here is 65%. Okay, the accuracy is actually increased from epoch 1. Then I completed my third epoch and I got the accuracy is 80% and my validation accuracy is the same, like 88%. Okay, I completed 4 till now. Let's wait for another one. Accuracy is 85% and I got 95% for validation accuracy. Okay, I have done all my 5 epochs and I got the accuracy of 87%. 87% is for my training and the validation accuracy I got 93%. And now what I am going to do here is I am going to check I am going to give one image from COVID. First I will check with the COVID. I want to give one image to this to my model and let's check how it will perform. I am going to my data set. In my test data I have a COVID images. So these are my COVID images. So let me check one image from this. I'm going to check this image, how it will perform, how I will get the output, whether it is a COVID or image. Actually I have given a COVID image. Let us check. And with the actual size is 224 by 224. So I have not actually done pre-processing. Now I am going to do that. So first let us print how the image will be. Yeah, this is my COVID image. That is the person who has the COVID. And now I am converting my image to an array and then I am rescaling my image that by using normalizing. Here I am normalizing my pixel values of image to 0 to 1. I am restricting my image pixel size to 0 to 1 and then I execute it. Now I want to reshape my image, that is array should be in the form of in this format actually 1 comma 224 comma 224 comma 3, and let me execute this. It will print the image shape like this 1 comma 224 comma 224 3, and then let me give my image to my model. So it is predicting and then model prediction. See, here I got 2 outputs. So one is for COVID and one is for normal, because I have used my activation function is softmax. If you see here, I got 2 values, that is 2 probability values, because I used softmax as my activation function. So here what is COVID and what is normal? So let me check. Here I have checked my indices. I already told you to remember this, and COVID is given as 0 and normal is given as 1. COVID is 0 and normal is 1. So here first value is 0, that is for COVID, and second value is 1, that is for normal. So I got the 77% is for that belongs to a COVID, and 22%, almost 23% is a normal image. There are some that is matching to a normal also, but it is given. But we will take the threshold value 0.5 greater than 0.5. That image will be belongs to a particular class. So that class is here 0, that is COVID. Now I am passing these 2 values using our argmax method. that my image type class is, what is the type of class here? Here I got 0. So 0 is 0.77. So here argmax will actually give us the maximum value from this. What is the maximum value? I got here 77%. That class is printed. Now to give you more clarification, so I have written this, if image type class is equal to 0, print COVID X-ray, else it will print normal X-ray. So let me check. So it is a COVID X-ray. Yes, we got it here. The model is performing well. And now let me give another image from normal. So let me go to a data set from test. I am taking normal image now. So this is the image. Let me take any image from here. So any image. I'm taking this. Any image you can take and check it. Now I am taking here. Yes. And now I am changing here normal. It is a normal image. It has to predict. Now let me execute this. And this is the image. So this is the normal image. And then I am converting my image to an array, and I am normalizing it, and then changing the I am reshaping my image and the format of the shape, and then I am predict. So see, here I got the first value, that is the COVID value is 0.03 and it is 0.96. So if I pass these values in the argmax method, so I will get the maximum value, that extracts the maximum value. Then let us see what is the class it belongs to. See here I got image type class is 1. So if I got 1 means I should have to print here normal X-ray. Let me check. Yes, this is a normal X-ray. I hope you understand this video. Please like, share and subscribe if you are not already subscribed, and press on the bell icon and then all, so that you will not miss any knowledge video, and then you will get a notification if I upload any video. Thanks for watching and happy learning.